everybody, it's the guy Matt here, and welcome to my NFL predictions for the 2022 season. So, we're going to be doing the divisions here, and we'll be going from first on the left and fourth to the right. So basically, the teams closer to the barrier, I think, are going to win the division. Teams at the end lose. Also, we'll be doing the playoffs. We're going to see who I think will win the playoff games. 1 seed TV7. As some awards as well, so let's get into it. Starting off, last place in the AFC East is the Jets. Nothing very much to say here. The rest of the division is way better for them. I do like what they did in the offseason. I think proving Zach Wilson's a stud. I really hope he does well because of what he did in the offseason. If you know, you know. But yeah, just lack of talent and talent of the division, I think, is the thing for the Jets. That's keen down. Alright, AFC South the Texans. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. Just outside of Brandon Cooks and Derek Stingley, I really don't think they have a lot of talent on that team. I don't think their head coach, Lovie Smith, I believe. I don't think he's a good head coach, not to fit. Davis Mills, I need to see more of just lack of talent, just more of those talent-failing teams. AFC North, again, another easy one, I think. Cleveland. Deshaun Watson, if he wasn't suspended, I think they'd be a lot better. But Cleveland, I really don't like their skill positions. I like Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Amari Cooper, I don't know how good he'll be. He's getting up there in age. They don't have any wide receivers besides him, I don't think. The defense, I do like, Myles Garrett. Think he's good, but, division's tough, man. Alright, the AFC East. Now, this was the toughest one for me. Because, literally, any of these teams could finish first, and any of them could finish last. But, reluctantly so, I'm gonna go with the Vegas. I'm gonna go with the Vegas Raiders. I'm my dad's Raiders fan, and I like the Raiders, so the division's just so tough. I think they have the third best roster, second best in the division. You have the Chiefs with Mahomes and Andy Reid, Kelsey, and I think the Chiefs have the full roster, so you can't count them out. Broncos and Chargers, you know how good they are. Broncos and Russell Wilson, Chargers should be better. I want the Raiders to go. I think they have a great roster, just so tough in this division. Alright, the NFC East, same thing. I'm going with the Commies, the Commandos. I don't think Ron Rivera has much time left. I think he's kind of washed out as a head coach. I think Terry McLaurin's overrated. Their running back is taking third team ups. That's not good. Chase Young on the pup, and Carson Wentz is a fucking joke. Alright, NFC South. Team I could get number one, I'll pick the Falcons. I also have AJ Terrell, Kyle Pitts, and Drake London. They really have nothing there. Well, the three good young studs are on their team for the future. But Mariota, I don't think Desmond Riddle's that good. Arthur Smith questions at head coach. Just a bad football team is on. I doubt Cordell Patterson, if he's still with the team, which I believe he is, can repeat. Just a bad team, the Falcons. And what might be the worst team on this list, the Bears. I think Justin Fields is a bust already. I didn't think he was going to be good coming out of college. I don't think he's going to be good in the NFL. We have a terrible line. Defensive coach, that's going to ruin Fields. I don't know how good their defensive coach is. Wilcon Smith and that Akeem Hicks, I don't know if they can repeat their production. Just a terrible team all around the Bears. Alright, NFC West, lastly, the Seahawks. Outside of DK and Tyler Lockett, they drafted that tackle, I don't know how good it'll be. I really don't like what Seattle did. You trade Russell Wilson, lose Bobby Wagner to my Rams. And yeah, when Drew Lock or Geno Smith's your QB, I don't know how good you can expect to do, especially in this division. Alright, and some team, let's talk about the ads on the sites. Alright, we'll be working our way from the bottom up now. Starting with the NFC West, third place, the Cardinals. Lots of drama in the offseason of Kyler Murray and the contract. They collapsed on the second half. The Cardinals offense, if you look, is awful without D-Hop, and he's missing the first 6 games because of his suspension. So I really don't know how good they'll be those first 6 games. Plus, you got the Rams and Niners ahead of them in the division, and I think that defense is poised to take a step back, and I think so is the running game. So yeah, I think Arizona finishes in third. Third in the NFC North is the Lions. 6 to 7 wins, I think, this year. I believe on them. I believe Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell and Lions, they're building it's another rebuilding year, but they're building a solid foundation future, if you ask me. Big question for the Lions. I was gonna say I do think T.J. Hawkinson's overrated. About on the Lions, just gonna say that. I like Jameson Williams. I think he could be the best receiver in this draft. I liked him on St. Brown at USC. I thought he was good, even though I hate USC. But the big question for the Lions this year is Jared Goff. Like, is he the future, or are they gonna take, Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud next year? NFC South in third place is the Panthers. CMC has to stay healthy for him to contend for a playoff spot. I think Baker's is gonna be decent this year. I don't think he's gonna be great, but I think he'll be serviceable or average. I think they have a really good young defense. Just Baker and Matt Rule and CMC's health, like big question marks. I think the Saints still are gonna be good. They have a great receiving core. The Saints I don't think the Panthers. I have too many question marks about the season. Third place in the NFC East, the Giants. I like the Brian Dable hire on the GM they got from Buffalo with the assistant. I hope Saquon Barkley has a good year. That offense, man, is bad. Like, there's a lack of talent, but, like, I can see the foundation they're trying to build of Evan Neal, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Kadarius Toney. Daniel Jones still, Daniel Jones isn't a good QB. I think you have to move off him after this, as he shows stuff. But I can see the future. It's like the Lions. It's like the Lions and the Giants. I can see what both coaches are trying to do. Third place in the AFC West now. Now this might be a surprise. The Chiefs. I think they have the worst roster, like I said. I think they have the worst roster than the Raiders. I'm giving respect to them because they haven't lost the division since Peyton Manning was in the NFL. And, you can't count out Mahomes and Andy Reid until they prove you otherwise. But I really don't like their roster. I mean, their receivers like Juju, I think, could be good. But, still Mahomes, Kelsey, only, but still. In that division, and this tough as hell AFC, like, as a whole, it's going to be tough for them to... I think they'll make the playoffs. It's kind of swinging my next one, but, it's going to be tough. Third place in the AFC... No disrespect here, Steelers. It's just gonna be like a retooling year for Pittsburgh, I think. You're gonna see guys like Pat Freiermuth, Najee Harris take the next jump. That O-line mesh together well. Defense is gonna be top 10 of TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Minka Fitzpatrick. TJ Watt's a fucking beast, man. Should be a 99 Madden. Just, give Kenny Pickett, Rolling Stinson. I do believe he'll start on this year. So it's gonna be retooling to be contenders next year. AFC South, Jags in third place. Don't think it needs to be said about, the older. But I do think Trevor Lawrence this year, I think he'll show, improvements. We'll show why he's like an angel like Peyton Manning, John Ray. Because those guys just don't feel like they can't feel. Peyton Manning is bad as rookie year. Those guys just don't feel. I think Sean C. Team's going to help out a lot. Think he could take over the lead back. Like the Giants, I think you'll see some promise from Lawrence and Etienne at least this year. I don't know about the rest of the team, but... Third place in the AFC East is the Dolphins. I'm not high on Tua at all. I don't think he's going to be that good. I like him at Alabama, but he hasn't shown me anything to believe in him in the NFL level. He's shown me bits of he hasn't really done much to say, wow, I think Tua's a franchise QB. Tyreek, I think that's going to be an issue there. I think they're going to lose Mike Gesicki this offseason, but I think there's going to be a lot of drama in Miami with Tyreek Hill not getting those 80-yard bombs. I think Waddle's the guy there, to be honest, instead of Tyreek, because Tua and him already have the connection. Mike Gesicki thinks he'll be there, so I think Tyreek's going to be a bit of a diva in Miami. And I don't like McAdoo as the head coach. I think the defense will take a step back without Brian Flores, and I don't think they'll make the playoffs. Alright, now for the top two teams, they'll be going for the second and first place teams. And we'll go from the AFC East. So sign off in the AFC East, I got the Patriots. Then second in the Bills. Dude, their offense has apparently looked trouble, but it's Bill Belichick. You can't count him out until he sucks consistently for 2 or more years. I think I don't know about Mac being a great franchise QB. I think he could be a good quarterback in the NFL. That defense is Elizabeth under Belichick, and I think they're better than the Dolphins easily, even though Miami beats them. Then the Bills, I don't think much needs to be said here. Josh Allen's a fucking god to the people of Buffalo. I have a friend who's a Bills fan, who's just won't stop raving about him. But yeah, Bills are a great team, best roster in the NFL. If you ask me, I don't think much needs to be said about them winning their division. AFC South, I got the Titans coming in second. I was a Ryan Tannehill believer defending him and shit until QB 9 times, and you fucking lose. That doesn't happen. I like Ronald Woodson the times that they lost A.J. Vaughn. I think that is huge. I think he's a top 10 receiver, A.J. Vaughn. I think we're gonna see that in Philly this year. If Jalen Hurts gonna involved, yeah, lost A.J. Vaughn, that's huge. Dale Henry, I don't know. You've been wanting him a lot. Got injured last year. Is King Henry kind of like losing his crown? Because you asked me, the Colts with Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the NFL. I believe it's Jonathan Taylor. I think he's gonna have a monster year. I think Michael Pittman's gonna explode with Matt Ryan. I mean, they'll obviously have a good defense and a good line. I don't see a way the Colts lose this division, no matter what the Titans do. And you gotta talk about the Jags and shit down there. AFC North, I see Baltimore in second place and the Bengals keeping their division. Baltimore, I think, the contract that cost them drama in the season, they should be a lot better than last year, though, because their entire team won't be killed by injuries. But outside of Mark Andrews, who does Lamar Jackson have to throw the ball to? Rashad Bateman, I know he was hurt, but what I saw of him, I didn't see much to believe he's going to be good at this level. And, their offense gives you a lot of concerns. There's going to be one first of J.K. and Lamar, but, how long can they keep that up? And I believe they like to say, I think there'll be some holes you see on Baltimore. Then Bengals, offense is just so fucking good. Bull, Mixon, Jamal, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, that's a great offense. They improved the O-line. Defense is going to be solid, I think, since he keeps the division. AFC West, I have the Broncos finishing in second place and the Chargers in first in a nail biter. But that's the Chargers, so they'll probably fuck it up. But Denver, Russell Wilson makes them instant contenders. I think Jerry Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, Javonte Williams are going to have monsters. Javonte Moore is like a running back as well as in the passing game, but then Courtland and Jeudy, with Russ getting in the ball. Russ is going to cook well there. Should get some MVP votes for once. But I do have some concerns about their defense with Vic Fangio, defensive coach being gone. I think Pat Surtain's going to be a fucking stud, so I think the defense will take a small step back. Not as much step back as Miami's defense had, a small step back. Chargers, I think, have the third best roster in the NFL behind the Bills in first, Williams in second. Hurwitz a fucking stud. We're going to see that again this year. Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler on offense. That tackle Slater. That defense, man, that's a scary defense. J.C. Jackson, Dolan, James in the secondary. Then you have Khalil Mack and Joey Bush rushing the QB. Man, as long as the Chargers don't charge and fuck it up, they're going to be a scary-ass team. NFC East, I believe the Cowboys finish in second and the Eagles win the division. Cowboys, that Tyron Smith loss is huge, not getting back till December. I was also leaning towards Philly before that injury, and throughout the offseason I decided to pick them on, but still that's huge. That defense, I think, will be good, though. I think, Micah Parsons, one of the best players in the NFL, no matter what you think, is going to help anchor that defense with Trayvon Diggs. He plays in the secondary. Dak and CD, I think, are going to be good, but the O-line takes it. I don't know how good Zeke will be. I think they choose Tony Pollard more. I think they finished second. Eagles, though, the only question I have about Philly, they have a good defense. I like Nick Swanley. He impressed me after good O-line. I think they have a great receiving duo in A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. My only question is Jalen Hurts. Is he the guy? Because if Jalen Hurts plays, kind of like a Kyler Murray sense, not as good, but almost as good as him, like Kirk Cousins, Dale Carnival, Philly will be good, I think, but if Jalen Hurts struggles a bit, I still think Philly could look to move off in this offseason. But yeah, that's my only concern about Philly is Jalen Hurts. I think they win the division. NFC South, I have the Saints finishing in second and Tom Brady and the Bucks winning the division, except when they play the Saints. I really like the Saints receiving core, like I said earlier, they got Olave from Ohio State. I always get Olave and Wilson mixed up. They got Olave and Michael Thomas healthy. Alvin Kamara sounds like he's going to be not suspended this year. Defense is still going to be good with your new head coach. You got defensive coordinator, but it's the Bucks, man. What do you mean to say? I do have concerns about their O-line when they make the playoffs though for Tampa. But they got Tom. He's gonna, Tom Brady's gonna let your team miss the playoffs. In this final year, probably he's gonna make the playoffs. Mike Evans still a fucking stud. Still got good guys on defense. Levante David. Only questions for me about the Bucks are their O-line and if Todd Bowles is a good head coach. NFC North, I have the Vikings in second and Green Bay in first. I think Russell's going to be good this year. I like the Kevin O'Connell hire. The offense is going to be super explosive. they have a good 1-2 duo in Aaron Jones, AJ Dillon, and until a team dethrones Green Bay in the Matt LaFleur era, it's the Packers division to lose till I see otherwise. But I do think Minnesota will be good this year. NFC West, Niners in second, my LA Rams in first. Now, I probably oh, you're Williamson, you're picking it. But Niners, certainly there's going to be some growing pains there. Why even about Jimmy G back the other day? You know, Debo, George Kittle, will they stay healthy? I think Van Knight could be good this year. Trent Williams is still, but like, will they stay healthy on offense and how Australians see defense? You know, I have some concerns about that secondary, but I think they still are just such a good team to finish second. My Rams, so Super Bowl champs. We lost Von Miller, you know. OBJ, we should bring back. I believe we got Allen Robinson. We got Bobby Wagner. You know, I think we're just as good as last year. You know, Jalen Ramsey should be healthy. You know, Aaron Donald's still a fucking beast, as we know. And I think the Rams, not easy, but they win the NFC West. Alright, the playoffs now. So I'm just going to put the teams in here. I think the 1 seed, 2v7, 3v6, so on and so forth until we get to the Super Bowl. 1 seed in the AFC, I think, is the Bills. I think they have the best roster in the NFL. I know that AFC is the toughest hell division, but I think Josh Allen's going to go off this year. Gabe Davis is going to break out. I like the James Cook pick. We still got Diggs, still got a good defense. Even though Trey White's going to start the year on the pup list, thank God to miss my Rams game. But I think the Bills win the 1 seed. Then in the NFC, I believe my Rams get the number 1 seed. Because Philly, I think it's going to be good, but I don't think they'll be like 1 seed good. Because of Jalen Hurts mainly. Packers lost to Montana. That's going to lose them some games, I think. Bucks, O-line, major concern for me in terms of seeding. So I think the Rams, as long as I think Rams or Niners get the 1 seed depending on who wins the division. I think the Rams do. So as good team as last year, we get the best record in the NFC regular season to get the 1 seed. Alright, 2v7 in the NFC. I think the Bucks, because of Tom Brady, and plus that O-line should come back, and I still have faith in that defense, get the 2 seed. Then, due to sheer lack of talent around the NFC, I think the Cowboys get the 7 seed, just because I think Arizona, I'm going to say it, misses the playoffs. I don't think Kyle's that good. I think he's overrated. They collapse in the second half. Missing the first 6 games is going to hurt, so I think the Cardinals miss the playoffs, and the Cowboys got the last shot. Cowboys, I think Dak is going to, do something to help them get in, but, maybe just lack of good quality teams in the NFC, I think, is the main culprit. Alright, 2v7 to AFC. I think the Chargers get the 2nd seed in that tough AFC West just because I don't think the Bengals are as good of them and the Colts definitely aren't. So I think just by better losses by the division they get in. And I think the Chiefs barely sneak into the playoffs over the Raiders with a win in the final week of the season when they play to get into the playoffs. Kind of like Chargers Raiders last year, except one team loses they're out, one team wins they're in. Yeah, so I think Chiefs grab the final spot just because you can't count off Mahomes. 3v6 in the NFC. I think the Packers get the 3 seed because I do think they're other than Philly. I think they'll win when they play. I don't know if they win them. I think the Packers, with a team, good defense, good running game, get the 3 seed. Against, funny enough, the Vikings. I think this is going to be a good playoff game between these two teams. I see them splitting the regular season when I make my predictions week when I'm not sure if I'll say who wins. But yeah, I think it'll be I think the Vikings, I like Kevin O'Connell, like I said, I like their offense. I think they'll be good enough to get them the 6th seed. AFC now. Bengals, I think, get the 3 seed. Like I said, I think the Chargers and Bills are just better than them. I like Joe, like I said, offense is good. I think they have the 3 seed division. Now, it's funny enough, now that I'm looking at this, I think the Ravens get the 6th seed. Think they do a better deal than the Chiefs just because of the division the Chiefs on. I think that hurts them because Baltimore can beat up on Pittsburgh and Cleveland. So I think Baltimore does well enough to grab the 6th seed. And in case you need, the team on the left is the higher seed in these matchups. NFC, I think the Eagles, by default get the 4 seed, and I think the Niners get the 5 seed. Philly wins the East, like I said. Niners, I think, have a better record than Philly, but due to the division rules, they come in 2nd. They come in as the highest one. I've had the 5 seed. AFC now, I think the Colts get the 4 seed just because I don't think they have as good as complete a team as the others. And I think Russell Wilson leads the Broncos to the highest wildcard seed. Alright, so now to predict the games. I suppose I'm going to leave the Rams and the Bills down here. Just so, they were the 1 seed. Bills Rams had as 1 seed, just to reaffirm. Alright, starting off, we have the Bucks and the Cowboys. And I think Tom Brady keeps Dallas' Super Bowl drought going. I think the Bucks pretty easily will make the Cowboys. I think the Bucks will win Week 1. Chargers Chiefs. I see these teams swing the regular season. Gotta give Kansas City the respect to otherwise. But I think Justin Herbert naps his first playoff win as the Chargers beat the Chiefs. Oops. NFC, this is going to be a tough fight, but I think Lambeau Field gives the Packers an edge. I think they're going to ground and pound and win with defense as the Packers win to take on the Bucks in the divisional round. Bengals and Ravens. Going to be a tough game. I see them splitting in, but I think Lamar's not in the playoffs, if you ask me. Got a fluke win with the Titans because they played them so much in like a year span. And I think Joe Burrow, he elevates his game in the playoffs, and I think the Bengals win to take on the Chargers. And yes, I like Philly, but I think the Niners have the more complete team. I have more faith in Trey Lance and Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts cost Philly the game. If you ask me, and I like the Niners defense more than the Eagles, as well as their playmakers. Broncos and Colts, Matty Ice, solid season, man, but Russell Wilson's going to knock you out of the playoffs. I think the Colts, I think it's going to be a close game. I just see the Denver being too much for the Colts. Alright, NFC Divisionals. Starting off Rams and Niners. It's going to be a tough game for my Rams in the rematch with the Nfc Championship Game last year, But I think Trey Lance, much like Jalen Hurts in the wild card run, is going to make some rookie mistakes again. I see us splitting the regular season as well, by the way. I see him making some rookie mistakes in the playoffs. I see Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner leading our defense to, neutralize him. I think Stafford and Cup will be explosive as well. I think Robinson makes a big catch to help us with red zone issues, and I see the Williams squeaking out another close win versus our division rival Niners. Green Bay heading to Tampa. This time Rodgers historically bad at Tampa. And I don't see Brady letting the Bucks lose before the conference championship game. And I think the Bucks just have the superior. I think the defenses are pretty even. But I think Brady has the playoff gene. Rodgers we see falter, and I think the Packers get eliminated by the Bucks. AFC Divisional. I think this is gonna be I think both these games will be shootouts. But I think the Bills at home have the more explosive offense, and Denver won't have the more familiarity even at this point. I think Gabe Davis has another huge playoff game, and I think the Bills advance to Josh Allen's first AFC title game as they outshoot Denver in a high-scoring affair. Chargers Bengals. I think Chargers win. I think Herbert's better than Joe Burrow. Maybe not in the playoffs, but overall I think he is. And plus, Chargers, if you look in his rookie year last year, done a good job at neutralizing Joe Shiesty. And Herbert, looked good last year against the Bengals defense. And I think the Chargers are the more complete team on defense. And I think your offenses can at least keep pace as long as your defense keeps them in against Bengals. I think the Chargers win to face the Bills. Oops, my bad, I forgot to move them down here. Alright, NFC Championship Game, my Rams against the Bucks. I think Brady's gonna be motivated. Hasn't beaten the Rams yet as the Bucks. I think they play this regular season. Not sure if he will. Gonna be a tough game, but I don't think the Rams make the same mistakes they did last year in the division on the second half. As I think the defense keeps Tom in check in, especially for weakened O-line and receiving core not being as good. And at SoFi, I think the Rams advance back to the Super Bowl. I'm not being biased. I just think that the Rams are just that good that they can go back to the Super Bowl, that they can maybe win it again. AFC Championship Game, it's going to be a tough fight, but it's going to be cold. So I think that gives the Bills a slight edge as well, the weather. Plus, I think Josh Allen, he's not going to be denied going to the Super Bowl anymore. He's going to, he's going to will his team to the Super Bowl. Plus, I think the Bills' defense is good, can kind of keep Herbert in check. Same with the Chargers. I think Allen wills the Bills to the Super Bowl. Bills are in the Super Bowl, and I'm not biased, but I think my Rams in the Super Bowl. I just think the team is that good. It's just as good as last year, in my opinion. That we can go back. It's gonna be tough. I know, but Stafford, Cup. I know Stafford's another issue, but Cup. Al Austin's gonna be huge for the red zone. So I think Cam Akers is gonna explode. Some O-line concerns. But still, I think our offense can exploit the Bills' defense, and the Bills' offense will have troubles against. Because I think the O-line's biggest weakness for these Donald's gonna and is gonna beat up on Josh Allen and the Bills online. I think Williams can keep Evil Davis, Old Diggs in check, which will limit the Bills' offense a bit. And I think the Williams will go back to back to win the Super Bowl yet again, like last year. So now Williams in the Super Bowl. I don't care what you say. I think the team is just that good that they can go back to back. I'm not biased, no matter what you think. Like if you look objectively, the team is just really that good. All right, some awards now. MVP. I'm gonna stop some kids. MVP. I have Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jonathan Taylor, and I think Josh Allen's gonna have a monster year this year. I'm really high on him again, and he'll win MVP. Coaching, I think it's gonna be between Nathaniel Hackett, Brandon Staley, and Sean McVay. I think Staley gets it by beating the Broncos the Broncos to win the division and advancing to the championship game. And the Hackett doing most of the Denver and McVay, you take your team to the Super Bowl again. I don't think much more needs to be said. Offensive player of the year, I think it's to go to Cooper Kupp. I think he's having a monster year, but I know I'll be called biased for being a Williams fan. So if it can't be Cooper Kupp, I'm gonna give it to Jonathan Taylor this year. If it can't be Cooper Kupp, but I can also see Jamal Chase being in the conversation, and Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson, by the way, third best receiver in the NFL, second best Devontae Adams, best Cooper Kupp. Don't care what anyone thinks. Defensive player of the year, three guys I see in contenders with Aaron Donald, Micah Parsons, and T.J. Watt. And I think Aaron Donald wins his fourth defensive player of the year. But if I'm called biased for being a Williams fan, I think Micah Parsons has a huge year and wins it. Offensive rookie of the year, I think goes to Jake London, just because I think Kyle Pitts will attract so much defensive attention that Jake London's gonna have a monster rookie year. Defensive rookie of the year, I was gonna say Kayvon Thibodeau before the injury a couple weeks ago in preseason, but now I'm gonna go with Aiden Hutchinson because I think he's in Michigan. I think the fan base is gonna energize him, and plus I just think he's gonna have a good rookie season. So yeah, those are my NFL predictions for this year. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys later. Later, guys.